Welcome to another episode of Middleborn Arms. It's been a long time. I have been, as you can see, in full production mode, trying to make as many swords as possible. I started a new line of much more affordable swords made entirely out of hickory. They're template based, so I can crank them out and make them pretty quick. And that way I can pass those savings on to the consumer, or whatever it is those brand people say. But yeah, this is a new line. I call it Squirely Arms. And as you can see, I've embraced the misreading of the word into the squirrel. I had made a bunch of these for this Renaissance Festival. It was the first one we ever did. It was really fun. We didn't make as many sales as I wanted to, but you live and you learn, and that was, it's part of the experience. And let me see, here's our booth and my gorgeous wife. All right. But today, we are not making one of those. Today, as my quick sketch will reveal eventually, we are making one of the most iconic swords in the culture today. And that is the Master Sword from Legend of Zelda, more closely resembling the one here from Ocarina of Time. And as you can see, I attempted to do something a little bit different than a quick sketch with a little paint thing. And I am worse at color than I am at sketching. So, yay. So I had several pieces of wood from my milling for the squirrely arm swords that didn't fit that. I think I had about 4 pieces. And I already had a Master Sword order placed, so I decided to kind of batch these suckers out and make 4 of them all in one go. So I planed down all of the edges. This is after I've added the distal taper in, I believe. And yeah, again, it's all handwork. This wears on the shoulders. I'm sure I'll have medical issues later on. Oh, that was a good shot of my head. And I had the spoke shave to get the bits off the end there. It's just stuff that you've already seen from my old videos and at a new, cooler angle. And the spoke shave was not working in the little round corner thing. So I had to get the thing out. And that thing, the round bottom spoke shave, of course. So known because it has a smooth, round bottom. A bottom so smooth that can help you smooth out round things. Yeah. This is what the round bottom spoke shave is for. This was its time to shine. Now, this was, I don't actually know how to use this plane very well, but it did work the more or less the way I wanted to. And it helped me get in this spot without cutting too much out, and I got better and more consistent results. And I did that with all 4 of the swords. And I like to work quickly if I can, so it's very difficult for me to sit back and make a bunch of like camera positions and moves and stuff while I'm working. So I try to get a shot of one of everything so that you guys can see the process. But yeah, water pop the grits. I believe I sanded all these up to 320. I've been trying to go up a bit lightly just to get a better and smoother finish on these swords. Now that I have a line that is for younger kids, I felt that this one had to be a little bit more premium. And oh gosh, the oiling is just, it gets you every time. There's almost nothing better than oiling your wood. I mean, oiling. I'm going to stop there. Um, yeah, so this hickory was again gorgeous. I believe it was the same from the same from the same lot as the Crusader sword and the katana that I made earlier. Even though I bought this wood at completely different times, the suppliers that I have are local guys, and I was talking to one of them, and he told me they basically keep the hickory in stock just for me, and they're still working on a lot that they've had for months, and I've just been whittling away at it bit by bit. In here, I am going to make the pummels. I had decided to make two pummels at a time with the wood, so I am still pretty new to wood turning, but it is quite fun, even though I'm just awful at it. I still enjoy myself quite a bit. I really hope you guys appreciate shots of an arm and a shirt. I worked really hard at getting these perfect, beautiful camera angles for you to watch. Um, so yeah, again, I'm just excellent at all this stuff. I don't need tips uh, or help from anyone. I've got it all figured out. Wood turning is so much fun. If I wasn't making swords, I would just wood turn all day. The only issue is that I keep forgetting, like, I'll start turning and I've just got my safety glasses on instead of a face shield, which is what you want for wood turning. Because if you can't tell, the wood it's it's going around counterclockwise here, and so when you're using your turning tool, the wood is hitting the blade on that turning tool, and that wood is shooting right up into your face. And so if you're not wearing the right protection, you're just gonna get sprayed, and it doesn't feel all that great. And it's also the walnut when you turn it, it turns pretty hot. Again, gorgeous shot of my arm hairs. I'm sure you all appreciate that. I will try to jerry up a rig to get better shots of the wood turning process, because I don't enjoy editing pictures of my arm, and I know you guys don't appreciate having to see all that. But yeah, wood turning is a blast. These tools, like I said, walnut turns extremely hot, and so not only are you getting chips thrown at you, but you're getting really hot chips thrown at you, and that's fun. And I've been told not to wear gloves on pain of getting your fingers broken, so I don't wear gloves. Sanding is fun. And by fun, I don't really mean fun. As you probably guessed by now, sanding is the least favorite part of my job. But sanding on the lathe is not bad. A couple of you pointed out on one of my previous videos that I was not sanding on a lathe. And my response to that was, I'm an idiot, which is why I didn't sand on the lathe. But actually, really, it was because I had to fill in some things, and I didn't think to do it on the lathe. So, but also, I am an idiot. I want to keep a base on there because I do have to drill the holes for the holes for the sword to be able to actually fit in there correctly. What I ended up doing is I had an order for a maple guard and pommel, and I'll show you pictures of it here at the end. But once I had finished the maple, I showed it to my wife, and she said that the walnut pommel didn't look good with the maple guard. So I spent another several hours and turned a maple guard that I didn't fill. I made the first master sword and I cut it all out, and then I used that as a template for the others. So I actually had to do a little bit of extra smoothing and stuff on the handle and the guard to make everything line up. I can't remember why I had those issues, but I did. But yeah, as you can see, my setup is pretty darn janky, but it's fun. It works mostly. And the black walnut just finishes so beautifully. There are pieces that I find, and I'm always on the lookout for wood that has unique grain, and I'm trying to use as beautiful pieces of wood as I can find for every piece that I make, because I enjoy beautiful things. I enjoy making beautiful things. That's sometimes a problem when you're trying to sell something that you're billing as, functional. I like to think of the swords that I make as functional art. So you can use them, you can bash them against each other, but I don't want to see it because I have spent 10 hours or more on making that thing, and just the idea of any damage coming to it it hurts physically and emotionally. These are my emotional support swords. And here are 3 blocks of wood. If you guessed that there were 3 blocks of wood, congratulations. You are a very astute viewer. Oh man, I hate that depth gauge. It's the worst. But when you get something from Menards, you can't really complain. At least it wasn't from Walmart this time. So what I do with these is that I mark one, I draw the size, and then I use my marking gauge to transfer all the different spots to each one. That's how I kind of batch these out here. And then I put in a mortise by hand. I do need to find a better way of doing this, but the issue is that I don't want to lose the markings that I have, because it just makes it more difficult down the road. One of these days I will probably want to get a mortiser just to save myself the time doing it like this always. And you can just dig a little bit too deep sometimes and have to try to fix things or get tear out in a way that nobody wants tear out. Tear out sucks. Tear out's the worst. But I've been doing this for a while, so I've figured out how to make it work. And my bandsaw still doesn't like me for what I put it through. But this should be a completely new bandsaw from what you've seen previously. I also make wooden bookmarks, and for those, I make them mostly out of walnut and purple heart. And if you don't know anything about purple heart is an insanely dense wood. It is very, very tough, and but if your bandsaw will hate you for using it. And the previous bandsaws that I had, they just would not cut that purple heart. And bookmarks are a big part of my business, so I had to upgrade my equipment. And it's pretty cool what it'll do with what it's helped me do with my wood, with my wood too, my wooden swords. All right, and here we're just refining after the cut marks to get the shape that I want. I like to give these guards dimension. I don't add a bunch of the extra details on here like the wing lines or anything like that. These are meant to be fairly simple replicas, but they're still not easy to build. But if I go full replica, they're a lot more expensive, and it's harder to find people who are willing to buy that. So, but I think these come out really nicely in the end. I do love the guard. I love the shape. And the oil just... I need to stop showing these. Or maybe I should stop commenting while I'm watching it. I'm just going to go get myself a room. And no, you can't follow me. Alright, so I have been making the Master Swords, and for y'all to see just kind of how janky my system is to finish them, there's one, there's a second pummel, and there's a third pummel. And then are the blades. And there's a little Chris knife right there that I made a while ago that I'm refinishing. And the guards. Just sitting there chilling. So I have been in full production mode for the past month. I've made about 50 swords by hand. Sometimes this little one's helped me out. She's a big helper. Aren't you? Are you a big helper? Yeah, she's a big helper. Here's a stack of swords. I have several videos coming out of this, I hope. I'm assuming I got the coverage. But we also got all of these guys. Woo! Plus, my business also sells bookmarks, wooden bookmarks. So we've made 100-something of those, which in a week, exhausting. And that's it. Apparently, I don't have any video of me assembling the swords, but this is the walnut or the maple Master Sword. I absolutely love it. The color combo is fantastic. The color combo on the walnut is also gorgeous. It's just beauty of different kinds. But yeah, as of the recording of this video, the swords are still available, the walnut ones. And you can go to middlebournearms.com and place an order there if you would like one. But that's it for today's video. We will try to get something else uploaded in the next couple of weeks. I've got some really cool stuff that I worked on I'm really proud of. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, share, do whatever it is you do. We'll catch you on the flip side.